But yeah, I was having a conversation with somebody the other day and I was just like, they were like, how do you actually enjoy running? And I was like, I don't think I do really. It's more so, yeah, I've got to do the 100k in October, but I think I've mentioned this in the previous video. A big one for me this year is like just trying to switch off, trying to become more present and take my mind off stuff. And running, what I found is, right now anyway, the only way I can actually not think about anything else, like bar work, and it's working. So that's another motivator for me to get the runs in at the minute. It just refreshes my mind, and then when I go back out to work, strap myself back to the laptop, I feel much more refreshed and much more productive. So yeah, I could be working right now, but you've got to understand that what I've learned is, and it's been hard for me to learn it, is that, I sound like I'm dying. Productivity, rest is productive if you use it the right way. Obviously, I'm not saying sit on your arse for 24 hours a day, but yeah, knowing to use it right is going to pay you back. And then when you come to do your actual job work, you're going to get a lot more done in a shorter amount of time. Yeah, some words of wisdom this morning. I'm going to go for a dive. Tell you what as well, this week has been probably the roughest week of my life. I've worked the most amount of hours. I've probably been the most stressed I've ever been. It's just been an all-round pretty shit week. And every single Sunday from now up until October, to the ultra marathon, I'm going to be running a half marathon, right? So Sunday is the hardest day of my week. It's the last thing I want to do right now. My legs feel like they're going to fall off. I've got a stitch. I mean, I'm struggling, but I know after this how good I'm going to feel mentally, physically, a lot more energy. And it's just going to take all the stress that I've been dealing with this week out of my head, really. And I think I was having this conversation with a client last week, and I was like, been off plan a bit, and a lot of people neglect running, training, whatever it is, whatever they want to choose, because it's hard when they're going for a tough time, right? When in reality, and I think people know, but in reality, that form of exercise isn't going to take that struggle away, but it's going to massively help you with it in terms of dealing with it, because you're a better individual from a mental standpoint. So yeah, it's not going to take it away, but you keep compounding this stuff over time, and it's going to massively help with it, instead of you neglecting the one thing that's going to help, essentially. So get off your arse, get it done, and realise that the way you want to feel is on the other side of actually the work you're avoiding.
Oh, boys, it's just not dropping. That scaleway is just not dropping. I'm not too fussed. I'm definitely looking leaner, but it's been a bit of a bitch, this scaleway. I'm sure you can all relate. I always say to clients, so like, I'm just saying there about I'm looking visually leaner. It's like the more ways you track, the more ways you can win. Do you know what I mean? So you need to be looking at, for example, your training progression, you need to be looking at your measurements, you need to be looking at your scale weight, and obviously you're looking at your visuals, right? If obviously certain weeks you're not going to make progress in all of them, right? And some things, let's say scale weight, for example, may rise, and especially if you're in a fat loss phase, you obviously want to gradually see that scale weight go down. But sometimes that scale weight may go up, but if you're doing your measurements, say for example, it's like that. I don't know, maybe you can lose 3 centimeters off your waist this week. Do you know what I mean? So it's like the scale weight paints 1,000 different pictures, and like I said, that's why I always think it's so important to track a lot, well, as many metrics as you can, because like I said, the more ways you track, the more ways you can win, essentially. So food is still the same as we last spoke. I think, yeah, it is. Coaches added a bit rusty today. Coaches added 20, no, not 20, 2 lots of 20, so 40 minutes in total of some low intensity bike, which is I really do not want to do, but needs must. But yeah, food has stayed the same. So we've been in the low 81s recently, but it's gone back up to like 81.7 this morning, and it was 82 the other day. So yeah, it's been a bit of annoying. But if you look over the past 4 to 5 weeks, we're what 4 to 5 kilos down, and if you look at the visuals as well, like we are clearly dropping a lot of body fat and building muscle at the same time. Look at the body composition is night and day difference. You literally compare your starting position here to essentially this picture right here, which was on Monday. Like it's night and day difference, man. And that's what I've said to you before. It's like we need to keep obviously your food at a decent level, but keep your cardio high. God. What a day. So I feel like all I do is come on here and moan all the time. Oh God. Yeah, very hectic time at the minute. It's weird. I added it in my reel the other day, and probably nobody saw it. But like always, like coming in summer, like May, June is like my busiest time for coaching. I always say to people like we need to start earlier than this. Like you can't come in and expect to like drop 5 or 6 kilos in like the next couple of weeks. Like I mean you can, but it's not the best idea. So yeah, remember next year get it in early. Yeah, there's obviously a lot of stress going off at the minute, but obviously I guess it's good stress that we're growing. Moving out my apartment to a new one in the city in 2 weeks. So just waiting for that to finally go through. Do not judge. My bonnet, like, oh God, my barber Adam has been out of the country for 2 weeks, so I'm 2.5 weeks deep, and I'm not going to be able to cut till next Tuesday. So yeah, apologies for the bin man look. Adam, if you're watching it, get sent back, lad, ASAP. But yeah, so a lot of exciting stuff happening. We're going to Marbella on the 31st of March. Have a mastermind on, I think it's the 2nd to the 5th. And then I'm going to be staying there to the 14th. Coming back for an event in London that weekend on the 14th, and then South France the weekend after, and then going back to Marbella the week after that for another mastermind. So a bit of a heavy month or so of travelling, which is obviously exciting. But yeah, got a lot on at the minute. But hopefully I'm managing it well. I think I am anyway. It's a bit of an update on the running. I've had a bit of an issue, to be fair, with like my hip. I feel like it's very weird. Even my physio, I probably didn't describe it very well. Like even my physio didn't really know what it was about. Like when I was walking first thing in the morning, like obviously I've not done any walking before this. It's not like midday, but like when I go walk to the gym, so I walk to the gym first thing in the morning, like my hip would feel like it's clicking out of place. So it'd like lock out and then lock back in again. So weird. Didn't like hurt or anything, but proper. Well, it's obviously it's not healthy. So got a physio booked in on Monday. He's sorted me out. It's not been doing anything like that since. So that's good. Good news. But I'm bound to have some sort of like niggles and a couple of injuries. But I'm prepping for this. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really dropping. I feel like I'm getting lean 100%. I'll probably put a physique update in this video, certain like around it somewhere. But yeah, I'm not dropping too much weight, but I am getting leaner. I can 100% tell that. My checking shots don't show it, but the other shots like in the mirror and stuff I can 100% say. So I'm happy. But yeah, obviously I'm bound to get some sort of like niggles and injuries with obviously being a heavier runner, should we say. But yeah, everything's moving obviously in the right direction. Had a bit of deload last week, just felt a lot of fatigue in my legs. I felt like I was running sludge. It was pretty rough. So I had a bit of a deload, and then now back to the usual distance this week. I need to get a running coach. I had a bit of created my own like running plan, but maybe need to look at that just because it's quite a big deal. So we'll see. We'll get it done. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I can't even remember. It's actually bad of me, that, isn't it? I can't remember what episode it is. 5. I want to say 5. Might be 6. But yeah. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you got something from it. Like, I'm trying to ideally push them up to 4 times a month now, 1 every week. But yeah, it's a lot to edit this stuff. Still starting out, still a bit of a newbie, so bear with. But yeah, if there's anything anybody sort of like wants to see, anybody that anything is like struggling with, I know I did a bit of a video last time, I think it was last week or the week before, about how to manage like a busier sort of like schedule. So hopefully that helped some of you out. If you want any sort of like more questions or anything like that, or anything more I can sort of like elaborate on in more detail, sort of like help you guys out, I think would be beneficial, because I want to make sure that I'm putting stuff out there, not just that I think that will be good, but essentially is gonna help you. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm just waffling now. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you next one, sunshine.